Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm continuing my astrology inspired makeup look series with Scorpios. Now, Scorpios are not my most favorite sign, but there isn't any sign that I hate. Scorpios are very unique, okay? So a lot of Scorpios, their stereotype is known for being very sexual, and they really like things that are creepy and dark, and a lot of Scorpios actually feel like they have a very strong connection to death, which I know sounds so strange, but every Scorpio I know, it really does make sense. They like the occult, they like the paranormal. So I'm gonna kind of channel almost like a Halloween type look today with something kind of creepy. Not creepy, but also how cute is this mug? Adorable. Home Goods. So as you can see, I already have my base makeup on just because it's not really relevant to the look. It's just my normal base. I will have everything I use on my face linked down below in the description box. So if you would like to see my take on a Scorpio inspired makeup look, then just keep watching. The palette I'm going to use today is, I feel, actually very fitting for Scorpios. This is the ColourPop Disney Villains Misunderstood palette, and I definitely would say that I think a lot of Scorpios are misunderstood. The reason why I pulled this palette out is specifically because of this shade right here. This is I actually have it swatched on my hand. Not this one, but this one. This is a black based shadow with a bunch of really tiny and fine red glitters throughout it, and I thought that it would be really cool for this look. So I kind of have an idea in my mind. I haven't actually pulled a blush today. I don't think I want to wear a blush. I just don't think it really fits the whole vibe of a Scorpio. I also haven't pulled a lipstick. I am going to wear lipstick, but I just am not quite sure what I want to use yet, so I figured that I will pick that out at the end. So I'm going to jump right into this makeup look. I'm going to start by taking this transition shade up here called Tragic, and this is my Vara 35E brush. It's a big old fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to start blending this throughout my crease as my transition shade. And since I do have my base on already, I need to be wary of any fallout. And I'm going to build this up a little bit. It doesn't really show up, but it does work as a transition. Next, I'm going to go in with the next darkest matte in this palette, which is this shade called Devious. And I'm going to take that on my AOA Studio E141 brush and start building that up in my crease. And I'm going to kind of switch back and forth between the shade Devious and the shade Tragic to make sure that everything is really well blended. And the next darkest shade in this palette is the shade 101, which is a black, and I don't want to go right in with black. I feel like I need another brown in between going in with the black. So what I'm going to do is actually just grab my ColourPop Dream Street palette, because it's on my desk and it's part of my Shop My Stash this month, and I'm going to take some of this dark brown in this palette called Elfish, and I'm going to start building that up on the outer corner of my eye. I'm not sure which brush this is, but it's a little tiny blending brush, and I'm just going to pick up Elfish and start blending that on the outer corner, outer V, all up in that area. Now I'm going to go back to the shade Devious from the Misunderstood palette to blend that shade out. And now I'm going to go in with an even smaller blending brush. This is my ColourPop E21, and I'm going to take this black from the Misunderstood palette and start building that up in the outer corner about where I put that brown. laying the color down right now, and then I'm going to go back in and blend it out. I'm gonna take the brush that I used Elfish with and do like the tiniest bit of Elfish on it, and then blend this black out. And then I'm going to do one last blend with that transition shade called Tragic. And I'm going to take this brush that I used with my under eye corrector and my eyelid primer and clean up this inner corner where I brought the shadow in a little bit too far. And then I'm also kind of going to do the same thing out here with this outer corner and just kind of sweep it along down here. I like where the crease work is at right now, so now we're going to go in with that black red shade. So I'm going to start by taking my Hard Candy glitter stay and applying this to my entire lid, even where we did all this outer crease work with the black. As you can see, this side is looking really patchy, and I don't really know why. I'm not used to working with blacks. I hardly ever use black eyeshadow, but also this isn't my favorite black eyeshadow in the world to work with, so that could be it as well. But I'm just pressing this glitter primer on all over my lid. Hopefully to minimize the fallout, I'm going to go in with a brush to apply that shade, and the shade is called Sing, and this is the Colourpop E3 brush. So I'm going to pick some up on my brush and start packing this onto my lid. And I'm bringing it all the way out to the outer corner where I did all that outer crease work. And I'm going to leave a little bit of space on the inner corner because once I start blending this out, it probably will travel in a little bit more, and I do want to put something else there. I did get some fallout, so I'm going to take my big powder brush and just very lightly dust that off. And then I'm going to clean off this little blending brush that I used in the outer corner with the shade Elfish. This is just like my AOA Studio color switch thing, and I'm going to use this and a bit of the shade Devious to kind of blend the shade Sing out. So I'm just going to leave the blend there, and I am going to go in with that AOA Studio E141 with some of the shade Devious just to add some of that warmth back in up here. I'm just going to do it very lightly though because I don't really want to blend out that black shade anymore. And for that little space that I left in the inner corner, I'm going to go in with this shade Flotsam from the palette, and I'm going to apply that in there to bring a little bit of light into the look, just to help ground it, just so it's not so dark everywhere. But I might also bring this, like, very lightly pat it over the entire look. So as you can see, it just helps bring a little bit of light into there. This shade has pink reflex in it with a little bit of blue, and it might actually look really pretty, kind of lightly dispersed on top of this. It might help make it look a bit more red and reflective. So I'm just going to like lightly pick some of that shade up on my finger, and I'm not going to swipe it across, I'm just going to pat it on. It almost like gave it a little bit of a blue reflect, but I kind of like it. Alright, so for eyeliner, I'm going to be taking my KVD tattoo liner, and I'm going to do a little bit of an outer quarter wing. So the eyeliner's on, and now I'm going to do the lower lash line. Now, I don't actually want the lower lash line to be like too intense and smoky, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by taking some of the shade Devious and blending it along the lash line down here. And then I'm going to take this little blending brush and pick up some of the shade Elfish from the Dream Street palette and blend that along the outer corner of the lower lash line. And then I'm going to take this Alamar Cosmetics like flat definer brush, and I am going to pick up some of the shade 101, but I'm going to tap that off and just press that into my lower lash line just for some definition on the lower lashes. I'm going to go back into the AOA Studio blending brush and a little bit more of Devious to blend that all together. And that's all I'm going to do for the lower lash line. I like how messy and smoky it looks down there. So for mascara, I'm going to be using my Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara, and I'm going to do this off camera because I take a very long time to do my lashes. And just to finish off the eyes, I'm going to take some of the white shade from the Misunderstood palette called No Spots to highlight my brow bone and kind of clean it up just a little bit. And I'm going to take a little bit more Flotsam on my AOA Studio F16 brush, and I'm going to bring that deeper into my inner corner and use that for my inner corner highlight. And those are the eyes complete, so let's finish off the face so I don't look so dead. I am going to bronze with my Wet n Wild Coloricon bronzer in the shade Tickets for Sale. This is my older formulation of this bronzer. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not going to do any blush today because I want to keep the focus on the eyes and not so much on the cheeks. For highlight, I'm going to be using my Benefit Cookie highlight. Now for lips, I have an idea. I want to try out my Ilia Tinted Lip Conditioner in the shade Arabian Nights. This is like, it looks like a really intense red lipstick, but it is actually super sheer, and I think that this might be cool and help pull out some of the red in the eyes a little bit. I am going to take a red lip liner. This is my Beauty Vault lip liner in the shade Natty Matte. Out a little bit with my finger. Now with the tinted lip conditioner. And this is the finished look. I really enjoyed this. I think that the red lip and this eye look really cute together. This definitely is giving me Halloween vibes, and I really like it. If you liked this video, I hope you will like it and subscribe before you go, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!